Is the Las Vegas housing market going to crash? Are we in a real estate bubble? Are Las Vegas homes overpriced? Maybe you're a homeowner wondering, do I need to sell my house right now and get out? Maybe you're a home buyer saying, do I buy a house right now or do I wait? All of this came about because I had a client that texted me about a week ago that said, hey, Austin, I'm wondering what I can sell my house for. That's a pretty common question that we're getting right now. And so I gave her the information she was looking for, but I'm always curious, like, why are you thinking about buying or why are you thinking about selling? And so she had mentioned to me that her friend, let's call her friend Bob, Bob's real estate agent had told Bob that the market was going to crash in 6 months. And so Bob was selling his house. This is a problem for a few different reasons, and we're gonna get into that today. Let me start this video by saying you have people with fancy degrees who get paid a lot of money to study and analyze the real estate market and when it's gonna crash, and they still can't do it. One of the things that I hear talked about a lot in terms of like why the housing market is gonna crash is because people are comparing today to the early 2000s. And when you look at the home values and increases in values, they look pretty dang similar. So it makes sense, right? Like if you look at it on the surface, you're like, Las Vegas is for sure gonna crash. But there's a few major differences between now and the early 2000s. In the early 2000s, the banks were giving loans to everybody without checking any kind of income, debt. Let me explain. You used to be able to get a home loan off of stated income. Example, you make $20,000 a year, but you tell the bank you make $100,000 a year, and you'd get a loan for that much. And so right off the bat, banks and people were setting the market up for failure. After that happened, the government came in and said like, yo, this isn't ever happening again. And if you try to get a home loan in the last 5 to 10 years, you know what I'm talking about. They're extremely strict now. Banks check everything. There's not a single dollar that can be used that's unaccounted for, but it's to prevent what happened in the early 2000s with the Great Recession. Maybe there's somebody out there that has a magic crystal ball and they know something we don't. Maybe there's some real estate agents out there trying to get paid because whether you sell your house because you think the market's going to crash or you sell your house because it's what's best for your family analytically, there's a real estate agent that's going to get paid to sell that house. All right, so you're like, okay, Austin, well, like that makes sense, but like why are the home values going up then? Las Vegas has increased the value of itself as a city. So we used to just be a place to come act like an idiot for a couple of days and you get the hell out of here. But Las Vegas has done an incredible job in these last 10 years at becoming an actual city with a community and culture. And that's appealing to people. And so as Las Vegas offers more value to the people who live here, more people are going to want to move here. And I'm talking about things like NFL coming to town. You have NHL, Madison Square Garden, Elon Musk, Resort World. People who live in places like LA, San Francisco, New York, Chicago, Miami, these major cities are realizing that like, yo, I can live in Las Vegas, have access to the same exact things at a portion of the price. People who've lived here since the 90s and they bought a house when Las Vegas was still just like a small town in the desert are looking at the home values today like, dude, this is crazy. And to them, it might be. But if you're living in LA and you bought a $600,000 shack and you're looking at Las Vegas home values, then it looks pretty appetizing. So as Las Vegas continues to improve the value that it offers, more people are going to come to town. There's a greater likelihood that in the next 5 to 10 years, come back at Las Vegas home values like, damn, I wish I would have bought in 2021. But it's something that we're super passionate about because we want to help people sell their house, but we don't want to help somebody sell because like they think the market's going to crash. We want to help someone sell because analytically it's the best thing for their family. Thank you guys for listening today. We're going to see you in the next one.